If you're in the market for a new smartwatch or a fitness tracker, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you should consider the Apple Watch SE. I do want to let you know that I actually had an Apple Watch Series 7, top of the range edition with Wi-Fi and cellular, and I returned that device within 2 weeks because it was just so expensive for what it did. I've been using the cheapest edition of the Apple Watch SE for 4 months, and I'm so much happier with this device than I was with its bigger, more expensive brother. So in this video, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I'd choose the Apple Watch SE as my smartwatch and fitness tracker of choice. Of course, with Apple being Apple, they are always about the design, the aesthetics, and the comfort, and I find the Apple Watch SE extremely comfortable. I have the smallest one you can get, the 40mm, and it is really, I don't like wearing watches all the time, but I wear this every single day, basically from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to bed, and it's really an extremely comfortable device. The band on it is just the standard black band you get in the box, but it's really comfortable, and I think that is one of the reasons that I like using it so much, is that it's not obtrusive on my wrist. The band is quite comfortable, and the watch itself, I've opted for the smallest option here, but it's not too big. So it just fits on my wrist quite nicely. Of course, comfort aside, another big reason that you would get an Apple Watch SE is how well it pairs with the Apple ecosystem. I have an iPhone 13 mini, I have an iMac, and of course AirPods, and it just works really well with the whole ecosystem. One of the biggest things that I didn't know was such convenience, but when I walk up to my iMac, it registers the Apple Watch and it unlocks it. No need to put in a password, and I find that really convenient because I walk up to my desk, senses my watch is around, my computer just opens up. But even more than that, you get, of course, things like your messages where you can read the messages. Replying is a little bit of an issue, but reading it is not a problem at all. But what I found really convenient is when I walk, and I go for walks quite a bit, I can get my map directions on my wrist, which means I don't have to pull my phone out every time I need to make a turn or know which way to go. My watch is just going to vibrate and say turn left, turn right, continue straight, whatever it may be. But of course, the biggest benefit for me for having an Apple Watch and an iPhone is the fact that when I record videos, I can actually control my camera from my watch. So this is perfect for when you're taking selfies because you can set the camera up on a tripod or something like that. You can use the watch to see if everything's in frame. And then of course, you can take the photos or the videos, you can pause it, you can play. And I find it really so much more easy to control the phone instead of always going up to it and having to press the button. So for me, the functionality there of controlling the camera is a really big win for the Apple Watch and iPhone combo. The main reason I wanted to get an Apple Watch or a smartwatch was for basic activity tracking, because I wanted to improve things like how many steps I took every day, see how many calories I was burning, and all that sort of stuff. When I first saw the idea of the 3 rings, which is how many calories you burn every day, your standing time, as well as your activity minutes, I honestly thought they were really quite gimmicky. 4 months on, I realized that they're actually really motivational for a few reasons. The first one is you get on these streaks and you don't want to break it for a day, which means you want to keep making sure you're consistent with your activities, your standing. Just before this video, it said, hey, make sure you stand up. So I stood up and walked around for a few minutes. You can compete and share your activity with other people. So if you have friends and family that use an Apple Watch, you can actually see how they're going and you can see who can do more calories and take more steps and things like that. And then everything is wrapped up really neatly in the health and the fitness app. So what I found was my main motivator for buying an Apple Watch was fitness, and it has actually helped improve my motivation and of course my consistency with just the way it's designed, the way it looks. And of course you can change the watch faces. So the one I have right now is just basically showing me my 3 rings, my calories burnt, my standing, and my exercise minutes. So it really just helps with that whole motivation piece around fitness. Another really big factor for me was ease of use and the setup. Of course, you take it out of the box, it pairs to your iPhone, and then you use the watch app on there to customize things like how it looks. Use the health app to customize your health metrics, and then the fitness app to look at your fitness score. It would be nice if everything was pulled into one application, but once you know how to navigate which app for what, it really becomes quite simple, and most of the time you're doing everything on the watch anyway. Navigating the watch is really simple. You have 2 physical buttons on it. The one on the right hand side, which is the crown that you can use to scroll, and then the action button underneath that to make selections, jump into your previously used apps, that sort of stuff. And then of course you've got some gestures as well, like if you tap with 2 fingers over the screen, it's just going to turn it off. So ease of use is a massive win for the Apple Watch because it really is quite simple. If I look at mine, I've got it set in the little carousel where all my applications here are in alphabetical order, or I can just scroll through, find the app that I'm after, use the digital crown to go back to the home screen, press on the action button to go to my most used applications or last open apps, tap over it with 2 fingers to just close it off and turn off the notifications. And then of course on the home screen, you can use a single finger swipe across to change the different watch faces that you use. And of course you can customize your own watch face as well. So ease of use is a big one for me because I just want it to be really simple. And a big one is also when you swipe up, you get your little action center here where you can just quickly turn on things like the battery saver mode or the entertainment option. So that's really handy when you're in a movie theater. Swipe up, put on entertainment, and that watch is now on silent. Another major argument for the Apple Watch SE is that it's the exact same software as what you'd get in the Apple Watch Series 7 or the even more expensive Apple Watch Ultra, but for a fraction of the price. I got my Apple Watch SE for about $370, whereas an Apple Watch Series 8 starts at $630. So you're paying almost double to jump up to the Series 8. But do you get double the features and performance? In my opinion, you don't. The Series 8 gives you a few niceties like a slightly bigger screen with an always-on display. It gives you cycle tracking, but for me, that's not really a thing. And then of course, you do get things like ECG, AFib notifications, but they're nice to haves. And if you don't do things like need to check your ECG all the time, or you don't need to track your period with your watch, then really I don't have many reasons to jump up to the Series 8. But what I am getting is that exact same beautiful design from Apple, a very similar experience on the watch, minus the fact that I don't have the always on display, but I'm getting all these features for half the price. And for me, that's where the real value is of the Apple Watch SE, in that you get all the features or majority of the features from the really expensive Apple Watches, but in a much cheaper, much more affordable package. Personally, I didn't think I was going to love the Apple Watch anywhere near as much as I do, and that's sort of why I wanted to make this video. If you are on the fence about buying an Apple Watch or you're thinking Series 8 versus SE, I really recommend you definitely consider the Series SE because it is such a good watch for a really great price point. I also want to let you know about the Apple return policy, which for me was a reason I bought the Series 7 in the first place and then refunded it. We're in the store and the sales rep said, look, you can buy it, you can try it, and you have 2 weeks to actually refund it, no questions asked. So if you don't like it for whatever reason, we'll happily refund it, just bring back everything and make sure, obviously, it's not broken. I tried the Series 7 out for a couple of weeks and I refunded it knowing that I could. And that also made me want to go try out the SE. So whether you're getting an Apple Watch SE, a Series 8 or an Ultra, just know that you do have that refund policy as well. So if you're not fully satisfied with it, if it's within 2 weeks, they'll give you a refund. If you end up buying an Apple Watch, let me know in the comment section down below which one you bought and why, because I'd be really curious to know. If you like this video, let me know by giving it a thumbs up, and of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.